much wire there is.
That's the only thing I don't like about this. Taste this cookie.
Oh, you're giving me the whole piece.
Oh, it was, but it was falling apart.
It looks fake. Huh?
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
It has been a while, but we are back and ready to go full force back into this.
Mm-hmm.
I am super excited to be back. Yeah, we're just gonna jump in and talk about what has gone on since we have been gone. There's been a lot.
Yeah. No, honestly, there's been so much that has happened in the last, month? 2 months?
I think it's been 2 months already.
Yeah.
So we had intentions of just taking a week off.
1 week.
1 week, because that week was really hectic for us, work-wise, just everything in general.
In the month that it's been, for the viewers watching, I'm from Uvalde, and that whole shooting had happened.
Yes.
That happened right when we were about to drop the next video, and I didn't feel right, uploading it. It didn't have anything to do with anything to that situation, but me being from there and, everybody hurting and stuff, I just didn't feel right posting something.
Yeah.
So the intention was to just take the week off and then post it, but yeah.
Then a week turned into more weeks, and a lot has happened. And when I say that, I'm meaning we haven't officially said it on camera. We posted about it, but if you don't follow us and you're just watching us on YouTube, I am pregnant.
Yeah.
Woo! Insert confetti. But yeah, so that has been something that has kind of like consumed our life a bit. I have a lot of appointments these next coming weeks. Just kind of taking care of that and just adjusting life to that. So but we are back and ready to continue to do this, pick up where we left off. But we also got some new equipment.
Yeah. Woo! You couldn't tell, but headphones now.
It looks super official.
Yeah.
I really love it. It's definitely nice hearing the sound and being able to see, like, do I need to scoot closer? Do I need to back up from you guys? Sorry about all the background noise. We have our youngest pup out and she loves the blinds. She sleeps behind them.
She likes to sunbathe.
Yeah.
Literally right there. Like
And
if we had that porch door open, the sliding door, she would definitely just be chilling out there.
Yeah.
But she's so tiny, she'll slip right through the railing.
So,
sorry for the interruption.
Enough about that. Let's get into the spooky topic. Today's episode is absolutely insane, especially if you live here in Texas. This isn't talked about at all. I've never heard of it. I've talked to a lot of different people and they have never heard of it. It's kind of something that gotten swept under the rug and it died there.
Yeah. To
say the least. If you haven't heard about this already, this ranch got its name from all the gruesome details that had went on. This is going to be a story of kidnapping, torture, and murders that took place on a ranch that was 20 miles west of Kerrville, giving this 3,500 acre ranch the name the Texas Slave Ranch. Now, if you are sensitive to any gruesome details about torture, messed up mind games, sexual assaults, please tread cautiously when you are listening to this.
Or go check out our other videos.
Yeah. If you are not comfortable with that, just kind of skip over this video. We'll have something a little less triggering on the next one. But if you want to hear about the gruesome details that went on, continue watching. But we are going to be introducing 3 of the main people that were involved in the criminal activity on this ranch and what gave it its infamous name. Now, in the 80s, there was a rancher and his son, both named Walter. Walter Sr., his son is Walter Jr., and then there is a ranch hand. His name is Carlton Robert Caldwell. These men made their money by using the cedar trees that they had on the ranch. They would cut them down, they would sell the wood, they would make keychains, different things. They would sell it locally there in Kerrville, in that community that they lived in, and also even go to San Antonio to sell this stuff for tourists or just in general selling that wood.
Just to make that side money.
Yeah. Around this time, there had been reports that there were hitchhikers that were just kind of disappearing. No one ever heard from them again. What was going on was that they were being lured by Walt Sr. and Walt Jr. to come back to their ranch, work for them a little bit. You'll get some meals, you'll get a bunk, you'll get some money. They didn't realize at the time that they were being abducted.
Yeah, because this is the early 80s and everybody's so trusting in everyone.
When they got to this ranch, they soon realized that they were not going anywhere. Walt Sr. and Walt Jr. made it very clear to them that they were going to be forced there. They didn't have the freedom to leave. They weren't going to get compensated for any work that they did. They were their slaves. In 84 is when authorities got a tip of what was going on. It is said that tip came from a person that was actually slave there on that ranch. He was able to escape. They ended up raiding this ranch and they ended up rescuing 6 of them. They found tortured people there. They were malnourished. They were chained together. They also found bone fragments, which is pretty fucked up. Like, you go into this ranch not realizing what you were going to find, and you find recordings and they're finding that people were actually tortured.
Yeah.
It's believed that 75 people had been abducted and forced to work on that ranch over the span of those early 80s.
The 75 that we know of.
Yeah. Travis Boyd is one of the victims that was tortured and enslaved. Boyd was a construction worker that had come from California, I believe it was, to work with them. Walt Sr. He lured him, told him, I have some work. If you want the money, come stay here. Boyd decided, okay, I'm gonna stay here. He slept the night, woke up the next day, and he's like, you know what? I don't want to do this. Walt Sr. basically told him, you're not going anywhere. The ranch hands that were there showed up heavily armed and chained him to another man, threw them shovels and told them, you guys aren't going home. You're digging your grave. They forced them to dig their own graves.
True life horror movie.
Yeah, no shit. It's insane, like, to think that you're gonna be able to make some quick money, only to be fucking tortured and told, nah, you ain't going anywhere. And by the end of today, that will be your grave.
Right.
Let's see if you make it to the end of the night. Like, what?
Imagine, like, what thoughts were going through your head if somebody just... Well, first off, you got kidnapped. You're being tortured and having to dig your own grave. Being told, we're gonna kill you. Like, we're telling you we're gonna kill you.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I'm just curious as to what led to Walter Sr. abducting people and torturing them.
Something so innocent, and then just switch, being like, you know
Were
what?
those thoughts there all along?
Most people do have those thoughts, but sane people don't act on them. But then there's these idiots who do shit like that. And they're like, you know what? Let's try it.
Let's do it. There's 3 of us.
We own a ranch. Who are they gonna believe? Some random people or us? You know what I mean?
True. Plus, and especially because they made themselves a name.
Yeah, exactly. Which is the more fucked up part. It's like your whole legacy, you just threw it away.
Yeah.
But again, it was the early 80s and none of this kind of stuff. Like, you watch a bunch of murder documentaries and all that, and it all happens like in the 70s, 80s, even sometimes in the early 90s, and it's like it goes undiscovered because it's like you don't have that technology.
Yeah.
The internet wasn't available. It's like now if this shit were to go on, you'd be found out the next day or be bragging about it on social media. Look at this slave I just got. You know what I mean? That's a call to some stupid shit that just happened the other day. Sorry. If you live in the San Antonio area, you understand what I'm talking about. But that's what I'm saying. Is they probably thought they wouldn't get caught because it's the 80s, and who's gonna say something?
Very true. They're like, who are you gonna believe? These randos that just walked in here, or me?
Exactly.
I sell you wood.
Look at that cool keychain you got on your keys. I made that. Don't you like it? Put my love into it. But like, also, there's human remains in it too.
Oh shit. Alrighty, so back on this, and this is where the details of everything start getting extremely
shocking.
Yeah, it's a little uncomfortable.
I'm not trying to make light of it, but
to hear, like, it's fucked up.
It's
like,
fucked up, yeah.
It's really, really messed up, and I really just want to know how it got to this point. Like, I wish I can talk to these men and be like, where did it?
Well, I'd assume they're all dead at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alrighty, so Robert, the ranch hand, liked to torture these slaves with an electric cattle prod.
Yep.
And in the audio recordings that they have, that they played in court, you can hear Robert saying, "Tell Robert it feels good. Say it feels good. I love to see the sparks fly." he would make them say that. So you could hear him saying this to them, and to get to that point, like I said, to where you think that you're gonna be making money, and now you're being tortured, and now there's some random fucking dude telling you this shit.
Yeah, like you're tricked into thinking that you're gonna get this life. Oh, I could start anew. It's only be like torturous.
Yeah. One of the slaves that is kind of put into the spotlight quite a bit because he ended up dying from the injuries that he had. His name is Anthony Bates. He had gotten his leg hurt during him working. In return for that, because he wasn't able to work, they started to shock him with that prod. One of those torture sessions, Bates was shocked more than 30 times, including shocks administered to his genitals and his tongue. He later then died from the injuries that he had received from those shocks. It's pretty fucked up way to die. On the topic of how we were saying that they like to play mind games, I believe it was Walt Jr. that liked to do this often, where he would put like bottles and stuff close by to them while they were working, and he would shoot it to see how close he could get to them without hurting them. And he would do this if they talked back or said that they didn't want to work. It was like, okay, well, let me fuck with you. Another thing that he would do is he would get red jello and pieces of meat, and he would mix it together, put it in a bag, hand it to the slaves that were there, and tell them this is the remains of a slave that got too smart. Just to fuck with them.
Which is
if you don't see what remains of a body looks like, if it's like cut up and like mixed together, of course you're gonna see that. You're already tortured. Your mind is everywhere. You're gonna think, holy shit, I'm carrying someone that was just chained to me.
Yeah.
So it definitely fucked with them quite a bit.
Why go as far to make jello? You know how long jello takes to make? And then get meat and then mix it all together? Why not actually cut up somebody? You know? This is kind of borderline Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Why not do that?
Because maybe at the end of it, they were just like, just kidding, it's not. But you fucking thought, right?
But I'm only saying, why not just do a real person? You know? Does that make sense? I don't know.
Maybe Walt Jr. was just a little bitch.
That's what I'm saying.
He had the balls to do it. Maybe it was just like, let me just fuck with somebody. Let me like shock you. Let me beat the shit out of you.
You slap your own.
But like cutting you up and mixing you together, I can't.
Blood disgusts me. The torturing? Oh, yeah.
So this one is this one's where it gets into that sexual assault part.
Oh yeah, so you made it this far. Turn away now.
Warning
or
if
trigger warning, yeah.
You don't want to hear this because it is pretty fucked up. Now there is a woman, her name is Sherry Hamilton. She is the wife of one of the ranch hands, but she was also tortured and raped while Walt Jr.'s wife just watched there at the doorway. They tortured her with that same cattle prod and they would rape her. Walt Sr. also liked to watch as she would kiss his son. They would force her to kiss Walt Jr. She got the shit end of the stick. Walt Jr.'s wife, being another female there on that ranch, just watched. I think she ended up later getting convicted of being there and not reporting any of it, which quite a bit of the ranch hands did as well. But the main ones were the three men that we have been talking about. It's really, really messed up because this woman is thinking she's okay because her husband's there, and he's just like, nah, man, have your way with her. Do whatever the fuck you want. And they fucking tortured her and raped her. The fucked up part is that they could not use her to testify against these men because it would counteract with the charges that they had. Because none of the slaves were sexually assaulted by these men. They were just tortured, yeah. So they couldn't use her to get these men charged.
I just love our legal system.
It's fucked up. Getting into those sentences, due to lack of physical evidence, they were given lighter sentences. They didn't serve their full terms. Walt Sr., Walt Jr., and the ranch hand, Robert, were convicted of conspiracy to commit aggravated kidnapping. However, no one was convicted of the murder of Anthony Bates. Walt Sr. only received probation. Walt Jr. was only only given a 15-year sentence, but remained free thanks to a number of appeals. Robert was sentenced to 14 years, but only served 3. That doesn't scream white privilege. I don't know what does. Yeah, it's just really just messed up that these people had their lives stripped from them only to have these men be able to live their lives however they wanted. Of course, people in that area were not too fond of them, gave them hell for however long they lived.
Rightfully so, though. Rightfully so, though.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You discover this information, you're gonna fuck with them. Probably beat the shit out of them, too.
I would.
You know what I'm saying? See them on the streets on sight.
See you again tomorrow, because I'm gonna fuck you up again tomorrow.
Yeah.
So just a fun topic that you may want to talk to your elders.
If you live in the Texas area.
Kerrville, San Antonio area, and one of your family members has a cedar wood keychain. It's a possibility that it was made by a slave. Fucking throw it away, please.
Burn it.
Please. It's fucked up. Someone was forcefully made
to do arts and crafts.
Basically, so that you can have a tourist piece. Now, I believe it was Walt Sr.'s youngest son. He was 9 years old at the time that they had raided the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up changing his name.
Last name.
Yeah, his last name. Well, he changed his name. It was no
really?
longer Walter. Changed it to Wes.
Oh, that would
their
make
name
sense, 'cause
was Walt.
Senior, junior.
Or it was
and then it would have been another junior. And he would have been
He
the
was
senior.
the third. So he changed his name and tried getting away from it, but of course it followed him. He lived to 34 years old, but was killed due to a head-on collision.
Which is unfortunate, man.
Which is fucked up. This kid had nothing to do with anything that was going on in the ranch. He was trying to get away from it.
Trying to actually make a life for himself.
Yeah, and
escape from this shit.
He ended up dying before Walt Sr.'s old ass could. That man got to live a life and do whatever the fuck he wanted.
Clearly.
So did his brother, and he got his life stripped from him. 34 years old, which is super young.
I'm 34 years old.
Shut up. You're almost pushing there. Oh, geezer.
Thanks. Last year of my 20s.
Go on, Sean. I had never heard about this until someone at work had told me about it, and they're like, "Hey, I know you do a spooky podcast."
Yeah, I was about to say they only brought it up because of this channel.
Yeah,
which is cool.
They're like, "You should do something on this because nobody talks about it," which is 100% true. There is lots of articles on it, but
it's just not.
A lot of them were done back in the day during the 80s.
Around
you can
that
pull
time?
up that stuff.
Yeah.
And then there's some just like random ones,
articles and
but
stuff?
yeah, it's just
Interesting.
a lot of it gets talked about on random spots. If you're looking up Kerrville, of course, if you're looking for it, you'll find it. But this isn't something that's talked about quite a bit, and it makes sense why, because it was kind of swept under the rug.
Yeah,
and just
it ain't no like haunted train tracks where everybody knows it. It's like
No.
you have to know a guy to know a guy to know about the story.
Yeah, to not think about all this random stuff that goes on in Texas, because Texas is fucked up sometimes, man.
Honestly,
To
it's
not
such a
know-
big ass state.
Yeah, to not know anything about this was a little weird to me, but I think it just came up on like an anniversary, and that's why it was popped up again, and now people are starting to talk about it a little bit more, and we just wanted to touch on it, so that way our fellow Texans, as well as whoever you are, wherever you are watching, you now know about the infamous Texas slave ranch and how disgusting these men were.
Fucking white people. No offense if you're white.
No. Alrighty, guys. We are going to make a quick shout out to some amazing people.
Friends.
Which I had known.
It sounded
I
weird.
had known for years. I hadn't seen them since we had graduated. Had little conversations here and there on social media.
I just met them.
Yeah, and we just met up with them last week and did a episode on their YouTube channel, which is now up, and you can go watch it.
Sippin' Saturdays, baby.
Sippin' Saturdays.
Oh, you need to finish? Here, I got you.
Their YouTube channel is J&N Lounge. You can look them up. This is Justine and Nikki, and maybe we could even insert something here.
Woo,
and you can see them.
right over my face.
We'll put the link to the video in the description so you guys
or
can
in
go
the
watch
icon
that.
right up here.
Yeah, wherever it may be.
in that corner.
But take a look at that video. Take a look at their videos, their TikTok. They're fucking hilarious.
Dude, they're so fucking funny.
We're
laughing the entire night.
Yeah, it was great. We hope to do a collab with them on this channel soon. We just got to get all the setup ready for them. But yeah, I am super excited to see what the future holds for this channel and for our channels.
Yeah, because we're back, baby.
We're back and ready to freaking go. I will be starting my channel as well.
And I'm very excited to help you with that.
To talk about baby number 2, since I have little man already, and now this will be my second pregnancy.
And
all
my
the
first.
Differences, as well as doing my makeup, talking about my hair, all that good stuff, beauty stuff. We'll be talking about all that and just my journey being a mom already, going through this pregnancy. I feel like that's going to be a real big point because you see a lot of videos about second pregnancies, but it's not
like in-depth type of stuff. Like stuff that you would want to know, they
Yeah.
don't really talk about, so that's what Bobbie's going to be talking about.
Yes.
There's more stuff that they don't tell you.
Yes,
So-
and I will also be looking for spooky maternity wear. So if you are interested in that,
Yes.
my dude, come follow me.
Oh, damn, I thought it was up there. One sec, I'll be right back.
If you haven't seen our social media already, or my social media, because I have it posted on my
Yeah, I just posted it on my
actual
story. Sorry.
profile on Instagram, we had announced the baby with this cool coffin letterboard. I got it off of Amazon. I'll link that actually so that you guys can go on there. The name of them is namnu.dark on Instagram. They have these coffin letterboards, and you can let your spooky desires go from there. Comes with this cool little piece here. You can set it up on there. Got lots of different letters, numbers, and different emoji things on there. If you guys want a coffin letterboard, it is really good quality.
It is really good, dude.
Yeah.
And the little stand, it's like
It's
3
really
pieces of wood,
nice.
but it's really well made, and I enjoy that.
And then also on the
Oh, yeah,
topic of
so-
your channel as well.
Yeah, so for those of you who are actually from my other channel or from my Instagram, wherever you're from, and you know me, I do have another YouTube channel. It's Damien X Dorian. It's where I do vlogs and stuff, but I'm looking to incorporate more equipment-based videos on stuff like this: the headphones, the mic, the camera, the laptop that we use, all the great technology that you're looking for on a cheap. I'll be talking about that over there. I know when we were at your friend's house, we were talking a little bit about like what software I use, what camera I use. They were even asking about our audio.
Yeah.
That's what I'll be doing there on my channel, as well as doing more photo shoots. That's what I've been doing for the last month. I've been just practicing, trying to get my skill set more down. Not to be conceited or whatever, but I think I've gotten a little better.
Photos have definitely gotten a
The
lot
photo
better.
we took of Baby and her
Oh
announcement
yeah,
board.
that was
Yeah.
insane. It was beautiful. It
Yeah.
took a lot of trial and error. We did a lot of photos, and we
We
finally found
definitely-
the one.
Yeah.
It took us about 40 minutes.
I wouldn't say that long. I think it was about 25-30 minutes.
Was it?
We weren't in there for that long. But my Instagram and our Instagrams are going to be down below, so go ahead and go DM me if you want to have a photo session with me. I'm trying to build that up so that way we can continue to do this and everything more.
So if you're looking for engagement, baby announcements, like we did, all that good stuff, or just
Maternity
photos,
photos.
this is your guy, because he has been doing photo shoots for myself whenever I do my makeup.
I even did
You've
graduation
done-
photos.
You did
so-
graduation. You've also done photos for food. So if you are a
Yeah, actually.
local business that is a restaurant, coffee shop, all that good stuff, this is your guy to be able to get those photos. We will leave it at that.
Yes,
Guys,
thank
there's
you.
a lot of fun, exciting stuff that's going to be coming for the remainder of the year, as well as going into next year. So we're super excited for you guys to be on this journey with us. If you guys aren't already subscribed, click that button down below to subscribe for us. We will be
And the like.
posting every Sunday for Unholy Ghost Sundays. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and listening to us.
And still being here. Thank
Yeah.
y'all. For the unannounced month that we've been gone.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Y'all are still here. We definitely appreciate that.
Love you guys. Thank you guys so much. And tune in to next week for the cool, fun, and spooky stuff.
Yep.
Bye.
Later.